All right. Well, hello, everybody. Hope you all are doing good on this nice, bright, sunny day where we're all kind of stuck inside. Let me get some light on. All right. Let's try and see if this will help a little bit. Little bit. So I hope you all are doing okay. I'm actually here at my church office for a little bit. We're going to be streaming our service later tonight at 6 o'clock. But if you watch my other live streams with the mail and everything, this is actually all mail I've received in the last couple weeks. So I figured it's time. I've actually got a little bit of free time here. Thought I would come file it all in and kind of give you an opportunity to see some of the stuff that I kind of just say, hey, look, there's a lot of stuff and never actually show you. So, hey, Craig. Hey, Hoke Shooter. Hello in Arkansas. Oh, you poor people down there. So, in New York, we did find out that we actually have, the Kevin Bacon 6 times removed thing. We are 3 or 4 times removed now from an actual case of COVID. So we're kind of going, ooh, yay. But we'll find out. Hello in Sweden. Hey, you guys are like one of the few not totally locked down at this point. But yeah, I've got all sorts of stuff here that has just been waiting to get put away. Fan mail, brochures, maps, my D23 magazines, which I need to get taken care of. 2 weeks? Hey, you're going to be back in before some. Well, probably not. My wife's actually got 3 weeks here. Missouri is actually now, we have been asked by the governor that any groups over 10 not meet. And then our church superintendent, which is the guy in charge of the state, basically kind of enforced that and said, so we are just streaming our services. I will actually have my doors open tonight in case there are people here in town who did not get that message, because we do have some that don't do internet and stuff. But otherwise, we'll be all online. My wife is off. April 6th is the day that they have given her, but I'm not real confident of that. So we will see. Yeah, just crazy stuff. So hopefully the lighting will work. That just seems real fuzzy. But this is all the stuff that was in that bag. And so I'm going to be sitting here trying to organize it. Trying to figure out if I can get some better light, because that is just not working. I wonder if I swing it around. That's still not real good. It's just going to be fuzzy today, and I'm not quite sure why. Okay. Lighting sometimes. This has been one of those things. If you tune into the watch party I'm going to do Saturday afternoon, you're going to see why I go crazy for it. So a 5.7 earthquake in Utah. I heard about that. If you have never been in an earthquake, then you may not realize 5.7s are actually at least strong enough that you can feel them. Still not a big earthquake, but enough to notice. Actually, 5.7 can do a little bit of damage. It was about a 5.5 before we really cared anything at all when I lived in California. Anything smaller than that, we were like, yeah. So, let's see here. Land is crazy right now. Six Flags donated 1,600 pounds of food from the park. There's been a lot of donations like that from parks, from sports arenas and stuff like that. They've all been donating the food that they had stored up. So that was really good. Are Joseph and Amber out too, or was the trivia game just a weekend filming? Neither one are in school. My son does have a job. He's actually on vacation this week because he was supposed to be in Japan, and that didn't happen. And then they actually closed the offices this week. So we don't know what's going to happen with him on that. We'll find out. That one's still kind of up in the air a little bit. Let's see. Oh, Mickey Buttons. Silver Dollar City maps. I've got all sorts of stuff in here I need to sort out. I've even got a wooden nickel from Frontier City. What's going up here? I don't know what's going up there. I have no idea what's going up there. You have a phone interview for the DCP tomorrow. I'm actually surprised they're doing phone interviews at this point, because Disney sent all of the college program workers home. I've got very mixed feelings about how they did that, because they gave them basically 4 days knowledge. to get out and get home. And yeah, not great. Who is this from? Oh, okay. So I'm trying to pull out. I got all my fan mail in here too, and so that's actually just going to go right into a folder um, from all my last several live streams. So I mean, I've actually got my Christmas cards here from the fans. They're all right there. So that's going to be a real nice envelope to put together. I'm trying to keep it all sorted, some of it, so I can do it. A wood coin from Frontier City. Yeah, that's awesome. Silver Dollar City is still off season. Silver Dollar City was supposed to open yesterday. There were actually a number of parks that were supposed to open this week. Most of the Six Flags parks were supposed to open. They're all closed. Nobody is open. There is not a single amusement or theme park that I am aware of that is actually open. At least not one that has any sort of oomph. So, and I don't know when they will open. They are all saying first week of April. Don't count on it. Those of you with schools and stuff that are closed or restaurants, don't count on it. I'm honestly expecting probably end of April before we actually see some of those things get reopened. And even then, we'll see if that happens or not. That because they're not having to do construction around guests. They can still do construction work. They're just not going to have guests in the park. So a lot of those kinds of things, ride construction, everything is still happening. In fact, if you've seen some of the aerial footage stuff from Walt Disney World, because Reconstruct is Reconstruct or Reconnect. He's still showing aerial footage from Disney, and you can actually see the people in the parks working, cleaning, and then doing the construction. So this is good for them. They're not having to work around guests. So you're going to see a lot of that kind of stuff still go. Yes, much easier to do construction work without guests. So let's see. Am I watching the NFL free agency stuff today? I've been watching it for 2 days. Brady's out of New England. And he's not going any place that's going to be any better. So all construction work at Disney and Six Flags parks have been put to a stop. I don't think that is an accurate report. I actually saw pictures today of them working on the castle. The cherry pickers were all up, and there were people on them painting. And then there was a couple other pictures from Epcot where you could see people in the construction zones. So I would question the accuracy of that report that construction has stopped. If anything, I honestly, while they're going to let people have time off, I think you're going to see a lot of the construction get stepped up, if anything. And there's definitely people doing construction work right now. Tweetsy for April 3rd, yeah, don't count on it. Honest truth, I don't expect anything to be opening. Anything that's closed now, I don't expect to be open first part of April. My wife, her birthday is the first Saturday in April. We were supposed to go to a concert. I don't think it's going to happen. Are we getting Disney Plus? Well, I've had Disney Plus since it started. Yep, absolutely. Love Disney Plus. And yes, we've been watching stuff all over. Boy, see, Christmas cards, all sorts of Christmas cards. So yeah, we've definitely been taking advantage of our online streaming stuff, which has been very nice. Let's see, trying to pull out all the cards and letters and postcards, and let's see. In fact, there's a postcard from Friday. I should watch the Saturday morning Marvel cartoons. I sleep on Saturday mornings. Knott's Construction remains in operation with a new section in the summer. Yep. So, yeah, I honestly would be really surprised if very much of the construction slowed down. So here's something I wish was going right now. Anybody remember these? VMK. Virtual Magic Kingdom. That would be really nice right now. Is my church doing online videos? Absolutely. I always do online videos anyways. So every Sunday morning we stream. In fact, if you go to the community tab on my page, there's actually a link to last Sunday's sermon. And then I will actually be doing Wednesday night. So I will be doing one this evening here in a little bit. And then I've been doing more on the burning bush as well. So that is coming up too. But yes, in fact, when I end this, I'm planning on ending 30 minutes to an hour before I have to go start the church stream and get all of that done. Okay, so I'm trying to pull out some of the stuff so I can actually start digging into my files. I've got several Silver Dollar City things here. And some of you may be absolutely shocked at how much Silver Dollar City stuff I've got. I've actually, we were talking football. There's football. So, finally not live streaming during the evening news, and my internet keeps pausing. Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody's hiding indoors. My town, we have a lot of people that still haven't figured out that this is a serious thing. It is a serious thing. I had a few people that were commenting, well, they're just trying to infringe on our rights to gather. I'm sorry, your right to gather doesn't infringe on my right to not be sick and die. So this is a legitimate thing. It really is. And I don't want to scare anybody, but please take it seriously. I have to be honest, the people that were out at spring break on the beaches packed together kind of made me a little bit upset. It was like, because all of you people are going to take this stuff, it's going to get passed around, you're going to go home. Anyways, I'll try not to go on there. Yeah, Easter stuff is looking very iffy at this point. I don't know what we're going to do. Humid, no, it's gorgeous today. It's 70 degrees outside. Absolutely beautiful. What do I think SDC will do with their festivals? They'll pick them up right wherever they're supposed to. Next time we go to SCC, do you think Alfie and Ralphie would like art? Drew some, but it closed. Yes, we love stuff like that. When people gave us unique things, that was awesome. We absolutely love stuff like that. Okay, let me see if I can pull out some Disney things here that I can put away. And that way I can show you guys my Disney files. Because I know I had gotten some Disney stuff in here. And that way I can start actually digging into the files and showing y'all some things I said I was going to. Let's see. Sam Taylor's got stuff there. That's Waxahachie, Six Flags. Well, we could start off with Six Flags and Silver Dollar City, I guess. Because I got a few things there. All right. So let me kind of move this thing around. I'm going to change spots with it just a little bit. Whoa, that's a bad backlight. Let's see. See if that's any better. Oh, man. Okay. Man, I need better light. My lights are all on the wrong side. Okay. So let's see if I can improvise here and get this where y'all can actually see me. Still not great. I don't know. The lighting is just not going to like me today. It's just not. Anyways, file cabinets, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, that might actually work. Let's see. Trying to make sure I don't have that glaring. Problem is trying to get it where I can actually bounce it and it'll be effective without being in the background. It's just not going to work. I don't have enough room in the office to be able to do this effectively. And where I would normally shoot, I just can't shoot. So it was a nice try, Craig. I would have liked to, but let's see. Favorite shows or movies on Disney Plus? I've actually been really enjoying Encore. That's been a fun one. And then, of course, the Imagineering stuff. Okay. So let me see if I can get this tilted where you can actually see what I'm looking at. And not quite. No, not the overhead lights causing the weird fog. It's just a odd light mixture right now. So anyways, I'm going to get this to work. You will work. There we go. Okay, so here's my S folder. This is all Silver Dollar City stuff. And actually what these three are is Silver Dollar City does a Pathfinder. This is essentially their map and show schedule and stuff like that. So these are the ones from last Christmas, and I actually have this all in order by date. So anytime I'm at the park, I try to get a couple new ones there. So that just goes right in there. And I knocked off one of my magnets. And then I've also got a couple other things here for Silver Dollar City, which were right on top, I thought. There we go. So I've got the Christmas brochures, and then I actually have my season pass packet from last year. So that also goes all in here. The brochures, and see, this is all Silver Dollar City. All sorts of stuff. The brochures I try to keep semi-organized by date, so they go into the back there. And then the annual pass stuff, I just kind of tuck it in. So, but you can kind of see Silver Dollar City. This is actually SeaWorld in Orlando right here. And then the way I have them all organized, if I can get this down there, is you can actually see the names of the parks. So Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, St. Augustine, St. Louis Zoo. And I try to give each folder their own individual name. So here's my Six Flags section. And I'll show you one of the cool things I got here is I put the Fiesta Texas away. Let's see. Fiesta Texas is there. And I actually have one really cool Six Flags thing, and I think it's in the back. Oh, nope, it's right here. This is actually from a few years ago. And they actually, in 2006, they published large wall-size maps of every single park. And then a couple of the parks sold it as a whole package. And so that is a wall map for every single Six Flags park in 2006. I actually had a friend of mine pick that up for me. I was like, oh, that is so cool. Okay, so how much was it at the time? Let's see, can we see this? It was, I don't know if you can see that, it's almost faded. It was $40 for it. $40 well spent. There will be a point where I would be surprised if that doesn't end up as a collector's item of some sort. At least for us nerds. So anyways, that's that. Oh. Wow. Try and wipe that. I just don't. Yeah, it helped a little, but. So anyways, that's kind of some of that in there. Typically what I do with all the brochures is I try to go through and organize them a little bit so that way I can pull them at least in somewhat alphabetical order. Right now what I've got is a whole big mess of stuff. And so trying to get them organized. I actually found a couple odd things too. I found that on a shelf. And so I was kind of like, oh, that's one I probably ought to put away. Old library book that I found. So yeah, I got all sorts of odds and ends. And I have no idea how I even ended up with this because it is from Olympia, Washington, and I've never been there. Are there any brochures I am still looking for? I am always looking for brochures of pretty much any theme or amusement park. I am actually getting a pretty good collection of train brochures as well, which people have been sending me. But yeah, if you're at an amusement park, with a lot of the parks, I actually try to get a new brochure for them each year if I can. But a lot of it's just whatever I can pick up wherever. It's actually kind of neat because some of the parks, I've got brochures that date back years, and I've got a few of them that you can see the park over the course of the year. So let me see here. Let me pull out Magic Mountain, for example, which there's my Magic Mountain folder. And you can see I've got a 2003 season pass coupon book. There is a map book from the 80s with it. And then another one. So this is the old Six Flags Magic Mountain. I've actually got one there. That one I really need to get preserved. And then you can just see the different maps and brochures over the years. And it's really kind of neat because you can go through and essentially I've got a history of the park sitting here in my folder as it goes through. And then I've got all sorts of other things, information they sent out to passers and season pass holders. And then I've got more brochures there from different years. So it's really kind of a neat way that you can actually go through and look and say, oh, so that's what the park was like back then. And every now and then I get somebody, well, when did they put that right in. Well, sometimes I can actually pull out a brochure and I can show them. So it makes it really kind of neat that way. Disney losing lots of money today. I hope Disney will be okay for the future. Here's the thing with everything that is going on. There's a lot of businesses that are going to lose some money. There are going to be a few businesses that don't survive this, unfortunately. But the government's going to do everything it can to keep everything open and do all that it can to help them survive. They're talking about a number of different things, which we'll kind of see what all happens with that. Oh, okay, this is a whole collection of different stuff. Israel, Legoland. I've had some stuff sitting in that bag to get filed for a little while, and some of it is just a real hodgepodge. The Planet Comic-Con guides from a few years ago when we got to go. So some of this I still need to kind of figure out how I'm going to file it, because it doesn't really fit in with theme parks. And so trying to understand where it goes, and hey, there's another Silver Dollar City brochure. A friend had a concert that was going to in Atlanta, April 25th. You're going to see a lot more concerts get canceled, unfortunately. Would I like a Meow Wolf brochure? I'm not even familiar with what Meow Wolf is, to be honest with you. Depends. So I've actually been to Comic-Con. Yes, I have. See, I went to a smaller one. I did not go to the one in San Diego. This is a Kansas City one, and I do actually have a couple pictures of me out there. I dressed up as the Ninth Doctor from Doctor Who, and there's a picture of me in the TARDIS. The funny thing was, the way I had my hair cut and I was a little thinner, I actually looked a little bit like the Ninth Doctor. It was pretty cool. I would love Tweetsy merch. I don't have a whole lot of Tweetsy stuff. Let's see. Disney Rewards Insiders, because I have a Disney Visa card. That's one of the ways I've saved money at the parks. So I do actually have a few things here from Disney. In fact, there's another insider that I need to unfold and get in there. So you can see that one as well. So those go in. If you are planning on doing Disney vacations, that is a great way to save up a little bit of money for it, is by using the Disney Rewards card. You get your cashback stuff actually turns into Disney dollars, and you can use it at any Disney park. You can use it online for Disney stuff and things like that. So the Disney Insider, this comes because I have a Disney Visa card. So they call it Disney Insiders. It's a Disney Rewards card thing, and they're just letting you know what specials are going on in the park and stuff like that. I get 2% cash back as Disney dollars, and those actually store up. So when I went to Disneyland, I actually had 120 Disney dollars in reward points that I used. And so it was like 120 bucks that I got to take with me. Now it's probably going to be a long time since I get to Disney. When I do cash them again, I can actually use them on the store online. So if I want to buy official Disney pins from the Disney store online, I can use my Disney Rewards dollars. So same way. But that's how it works. It's basically a Visa card cashback, and instead of sending you a little brochure that doesn't say anything, they get fancy because it's Disney. So it's stuff to keep. I got my pass holder monitor too from when I was a pass holder. It's expired now. So, Ninth Doctor cosplay suite. Yes, I like the Ninth Doctor because he looks closest to me. Have I ever been to Theme Park Expo in Orlando? No, I never did go to IAPA. Partially because it was expensive to go, and I would have liked to, but I never had a need to, so I really didn't go. Okay, so let me show you some of the big mess here come up. This is actually Disney stuff here. Magic Kingdom, or Animal Kingdom is there. Magic Kingdom is here. And then we've got Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Disneyland Paris is right there. Trying to make sure I angle that. Hong Kong Disney, the resorts. So basically Disney is, let's see, Disney Vacation Club. So Disney goes from here all the way to the front. Yeah. Just a little bit of Disney. I'm telling you, it's a bad addiction. And the funny thing is, there's actually on the top drawer above, there's those things right there. Hey, Craig, how long is it? How long did we manage to go before we got a "Have you been to?" question? Oh, I did pretty good. Okay, so I have not been to Europe outside of Disneyland France. So if it's Europe, if it's Asia, I have actually been to Asia, but I have not been to parks there. So I haven't been to New England. I've been to a couple in Latin America, but yeah, I haven't been to Australia. So my standard rule now when I get those questions, especially if somebody starts asking how long until you come to, is it's not in my budget, which is fine with me. I'm okay, but if you really want me to go, you got to pay for it. And since you're not paying for it, I'm probably not going, and that's okay with me. I'm not expecting you to pay for it. So, all right, let me try putting this up here. How do you stop random shakiness? You mean like this? Okay, no, sorry, that was really bad. How do I stop random shakiness? You mean with the phone? There's a couple different things. One, my phone actually has a very good stabilizer in it. Uh, Galaxy 10s, they've got a great motion thing. The other thing, let me see, how can I do this? Okay, I'm going to give you some shaking here as I remove it. What I actually use to hold my phone is this guy. And I have a pistol grip too instead of a tripod, but I put the phone into that clip right there, and then it holds it there, and I can actually collapse this thing and hold it like that. So you can see I'm shaking a little bit because I'm having to stretch my hand right now to make it work. So now you're going to hear a little thump as I clip it back in again. And it's actually much easier to hold that way. So, yep, much easier to hold that way. But and then if I'm done and I'm just going to talk, well, then I flip out the tripod legs and I just set it down. So that's how to do it. And then hopefully I can block the backlight. Never been to Six Flags Park. Great if you're going to ride roller coasters. Ask about Valley Fair. I have not been to Valley Fair. That's actually a good question. One of the things I am working on is I have a thing called, is it Squiggly Maps? It's actually a map thing that I'm inputting in every place I've been. And if I have videos for it, I'm actually linking the videos in. And I'm trying to remember where I linked it. It might be in my video descriptions. It won't be on this one because this will be blank because I'm on my phone. But I do have it on the Facebook page, I believe. And so look for that on the Facebook page. And maybe, I think it's in the FAQ. So look in the note, go to SirWillow.com and look in the FAQ. I'm pretty sure I've linked it there. It's not complete yet, but it will give you a good idea. Am I afraid of heights? You need to go watch my video on the 2 scariest rides I've been on. I posted 2 weeks ago. That'll help tell you that. Do I know any tongue twisters? I don't know about any tongue twisters, but tongue twisters? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if woodchuck woodchuck would? A woodchuck woodchuck what would a woodchuck woodchuck if woodchuck could chuck wood? Or Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? Okay. Yeah, I don't know any. My wife's leaving, so. Disney stuff. Because part of the reason I pulled open the Disney drawer is I do have some Disney things to file. So we're going to tuck those in to the Disney things. Good enough. All right, so now you can see the big drawer. And then Disney Rewards, so that's also, again, the Visa card. The rubber baby buggy bumpers, I have a hard time with doing it more than once. So that one will get me sometimes. Let's see. Pass holder. So that will go there, and then the insiders and the rewards go in that same folder because that's just cool. All right. So trying to figure out where to put some of this other stuff. I got these VMK cards, which I want to put in here somewhere, and I'm just not quite sure where to put them. Let's see. Movie Club, DVC, water parks. See, it doesn't fit really into any of those kinds of things. And I got one thing in the wrong spot. Disney Rewards needs to go into the Disney Rewards folder. Ding. Okay. I think we'll do the VMK there. It's in my other Walt Disney World deal. Let's see. I gotta figure out what some of this stuff is. I got a bag here from Silver Dollar City. Will my office itself become an attraction? Now, because I'm going to have to move at some point. Oh, let's see. My Lucky the Magnet. And then this year's Silver Dollar City Christmas ornament, which I got to put in. Do I think I have a lot of brochures? Not enough. uh, my poor kids, we've actually kind of talked a little bit about what happens to all of this when I go. And I know people that have a lot more than I do, which is really scary. And they're both kind of like, well, we don't want to get rid of them, but I don't know what we'll do with them. So it would be something, though, that if somebody visited, if I had time and they really wanted to look through all this stuff and hear all the long-winded stories about it, I would be very happy to. Okay, so I got 3 different buttons I'm putting away here. So we got Amber a birthday button last time because we went on the day before her birthday. So, so yes, I do have buttons in here as well, because they're about as good a place as I can put them. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think they're over here. In this one. So I got so many drawers I don't even keep track necessarily where they are. That's the folder I want. So I can show you a couple of these other folders here. Let's see. So this folder, that is actually PhotoPass cards from the time I worked there. This is all the different employment information. My traditions folder is there. The discount books that we got are right here. A Walk in the Park, which is kind of the employee motivational magazine, is there. So those kinds of things are in there. I've had stretch a little bit. Worlds of Fun is there. Woos, which doesn't exist anymore. Washington, D.C. is here. Virginia Battlefield. So I do have things in here that are not necessarily theme parks, but they've got brochures and stuff, so that works. Willow World. And I have actually had a couple people that have come and visited the church, and haven't had time when they've been here. But in all honesty, though, if you do come in, you do have time, and if I have time, I would be happy to sit down with you and go through, because hey, old man gets to share all of his stories. I know that's terrible, isn't it? Let's see, I got a couple Six Flags brochures, so we can add those in. Trying to look through everything I've got here and see if I got things I know I've got folders for offhand. I got a couple Branson things, medieval times. And some of it is just a matter of me trying to figure out where to put it. Game I may like called Sims 4. My daughter plays The Sims 4 quite a bit. And I actually have played it a little bit, but the problem becomes time. And that's what it is. I don't have time to game a whole lot. And so what little bit I do have, I tend to put online. Not all of it, but if you've been watching my Twitch stream at all, where I've been playing Lord of the Rings online, that's actually most of my free time I've had. Except for when I do genealogy, which I don't think anybody really wants to see that. So, oh, look, then I tend to cover private information too, so I can't stream the genealogy. Let's see here. Trying to see if I've got any more Six Flags stuff. Finally starting to get all the fan mail. I definitely need a new folder for the fan mail. Where's my folders? I have empty folders here, and I don't know where they went. But I've got a lot of fan mail I've got to put into one. A lot of fan mail. That's what a lot of this is. Because, ooh, so those there. And some of this I need to get put into envelopes, because I try to keep it when it's in the envelope. Or I try to keep the envelopes and then the letters with it. So, for example, I've got one from the last live stream here, which I absolutely loved, from Jaina, who had the gifts for the characters. And so that I'm actually going to be putting back into its main envelope, and it will get filed together. And that way I keep it all together. I don't lose any of it. And that way I'm not trying to figure out, well, where did the bracelet go? And where did the other things? So I do try to keep some of those things together. When I have the cards, now I will be honest with Barry's cards, because I get a lot from Barry. I keep the cards. I toss the envelopes. Unless he's got cool stamps, which actually that one I might keep, because that's got a really neat stamp. Barry does send some really cool stamps. So I do a lot of things like that. And let's see. And that's a Barry one. And then the letters, I very much tried to keep the letters with the envelopes that they were with. Let's see. So let's see. For Bonnie Z, I've actually got a whole nice long letter there, which I will keep. And yeah, it's fun sorting through all of that. But what is really neat, though, is when I get some time to come in. Oop, don't lose it. And then I'm one of those guys, every now and then I get a little bit melancholy. And so I can come in, I can pull open the drawer, and I can just start reading through all the fan mail. And that's a really neat little pick-me-up. So love being able to do that. More Six Flags brochures. These are all over Texas. So to the back of the Six Flags folder. Let's see. Which I will be, disease permitting. The plan is for us to be at Six Flags over Texas at the end of July. That one is still on the calendar. I'm not planning on canceling that. At least not at this point. Way too early. Still very optimistic that one is going to happen. Let's see. Kind of getting some of this sorted out now. I still got stickers and more cards. And let's see. Michelle Sillies. So I'm definitely going to need another folder for those, though. So I'll have to find a folder for the rest of this fan mail because it's not going to fit there. Now, here's what's scary. Is I've been kind of showing you these files because, they're all filled with stuff. That's the whole Disney one. And then it is alphabetical order for the most part. So there's G's. So you can see Gatorland and Hollywood Wax Museum, Holiday World, which I've actually got several things there for Holiday World. Knott's Berry Farm, Lake Compounce, which a few years back when I was teaching in Florida as a computer lab teacher, I actually did a whole computer and science unit, and I used amusement park stuff. And Lake Compounce was wonderful and sent me this huge old packet of stuff. And I got several things from some parks at that point. But yes, lots of little things there. So the M's Mystery Spot out in California, Oklahoma, Ohio. There are some things, if I get like one brochure that doesn't quite fit with other stuff, I'll put it into a regional folder, like the Ohio folder, the Oklahoma folder. I do actually have a Branson folder that's there. You can see that there's another one here that says Orlando Attractions. And so I'll do some unique ones like that. But things like Medieval Times has its own folder, which should be right here in the middle somewhere. The Lego Discovery Centers, because there's several of them, they've got their own folder. And so I put them all together there and then organize them by place. And so it gives you kind of an idea of just how many different things that I've got hiding in all of this. It's a lot of stuff. But then I've got a couple drawers here that don't actually fit folders. And this holds all of my other oversized stuff. Let's see if I can hold this here. There we go. This is all Eyes and Ears magazines. A couple PhotoPass picture cases. And then you can see I've got all sorts of stuff there. The bottom of this is actually all Eyes and Ears magazines. These are all cast member behind-the-scenes books, essentially. A Disney Springs magazine. This is a DVC kit there. I've got some pictures. That's actually from Lake Compounce right there, in fact. There are some other maps that I did not fold hiding there. There's artwork in here and some things like that. And I've actually, from Time Traveler's opening day, I've got a t-shirt there that they gave to the people for opening day only, just for the media. So that's in there. A couple roller coaster parts. And my chair just bounced. That was great. That's got some old keychains in it. And they're things that just didn't quite fit into a folder, and I didn't want to lose them. And then, now that drawer looks nice and neat. But then if I come down to my bottom drawer, this one doesn't look nice and neat. This is stuff that just doesn't quite fit into other normal places. And you can see my heater in the way there. So I've got Disney bags here. I have posters that are rolled up here, as well as there. I have a Busch Gardens hairbrush. Don't ask me. I don't know. And all sorts of different things. My wife's high school diploma is there. There are comic books in here, and teacher's rules for 1872. And then you can actually see, let's see, there is a map for Hershey Park, 1975-76 is in here. Justice League magazines. I've got other things like the Walt Disney World, big old poster that doesn't fit. Pirates at Busch Gardens. Newspapers are in here. So this is one of those drawers that if I ever actually get a place to keep all of my stuff, a lot of this stuff would go up on walls. I don't have any place to put it. So maybe someday. But at this point, nope. Okay, so let me get this put back again so we can stop shaking y'all over the place. And I think I've got that set now. Checking my time. I got almost an hour till church. So till I got to get ready for church. Not an hour till church. I got almost 2. So anyway, that's kind of a little look at some of that. Now, if there's something else that you would like to know about, or that you saw there, was like, what is that? Feel free to drop, or if you want to know if I have something in the collection or something from someplace, definitely ask me that as well. Goodness, I've got Israel stuff here too. I've got our Israel entry permits. Oh, here's something good for you. I have my Camel's driver's license. Pop that. And that's all from Israel, which I believe Israel I've actually got up here. Disney World. No, Israel's actually down here. Let's see. Viewer mail. There it is. Okay. Try to keep it all together and semi-organized. I'm dropping my magnets on the floor. Whew, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. Let's see. Museum should be called SirWillow's Stash. Let's see. Stash of SirWillow's junk. Yes, but see, one person's junk is another person's treasure. Just saw Disney update their app. It's now showing what virtual queues you're waiting in. I've seen little bits about that. There's some definite speculation that they may be making changes to FastPass Plus. There's some of us that are really hoping they're making changes and getting rid of it. So we'll kind of see. It's still definitely up in the air as far as what all that is. Why am I attacking my maps and brochures? Because right now they're a mess. At least all the extras. Here, you see how much I filed already, and I still have that big old pile there. And then the viewer mail, which I got to get a folder in, is still... So that's why I'm attacking it, because it needs it. Anybody have Disney withdrawal symptoms? Or Disney withdrawal syndrome? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, me. Is that a mic stand in the background? Yes, it sure is. That is because, since you're asking, I normally record my videos here. There is my backdrop. And this is actually the microphone I used to record it. And then it actually runs over to my computer over here. So yes, that's my microphone. And I do actually have a behind the scenes kind of video coming out here. My patrons have already had it for a couple weeks. I'm going to release it probably next week for everybody. So that way you can everybody get a better look at what it looks like, as well as some ideas if you ever want to do YouTube videos, how to do them more effectively. So can I show you what little tweetsy stuff I've got? Absolutely. Hang on. How long was I a teacher? I was a teacher for 5 years full time, and I've got about 10 to 12 years, 10 to 12 years of substitute teaching and part-time teaching. So quite a bit. Went to Six Flags, lots of coasters, no flags. They should all have flags out front. The Six Flags name originally comes because The very first one was in Texas, and it was named after the 6 flags that have flown over Texas. So France, Spain, Mexico, Texas, the United States, and forget another one. But that's where it comes from. Let's see. Dolly was a nice place. I'm trying to slide down. Oh boy, I really got way behind on you guys, didn't I? Did I ever get that wet koala hairdryer? Okay, so I missed this bit about asking what my name is. Yep, last time I checked, my name is George Bernash. If you do a search for SirWillow on Google, you'll find my name easy enough. Mom still convinces pass. And I am going to look up the Tweetsy, don't worry. Let's see. Teacher to preacher, minor change. I've actually, most of the time I was teaching, I've also been at least a volunteer at school. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Tweetsy. I believe Toronto. Tweetsy. Okay, so here's the Tweetsy folder. And what I've got, I have a ghost train brochure. I've got the Tweetsy Railroad brochure there. And then those. So that's what I have for Tweetsy Railroad. Total of 4 brochures. One of these days, I would love to get out there. I hear they've got a great train ride and a robbery, so there we go. Post-traumatic Toys R Us gone disorder. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's so many toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't know what you're talking about. Painted the engine green, they called it Tweetsies. Oh my. That's terrible. And yeah, that folder, that whole file is full. I'm going to have to... Oh, no. No signing? Don't worry, Craig. I'm not signing. I only know a little bit of sign language. You know, thank you. But so Universal, this is another nice big folder. That's all Universal on the back, and that's packed in there pretty good. So any chance of my latest sermon making it onto this channel? No. I will not post any of my sermons or preaching or anything on the SirWillow channel because it is a non-preaching, religion-free channel, at least for the most part. If you want to see my sermons, you have to go either to The Burning Bush by George Bernash, which is a mini sermonettes usually, or onto my church Facebook page. That is the only places I will post them. I do not want to... I have a lot of people who watch this channel who are not believers, and I am not going to shove that on top of them. I don't believe they should have to dodge around it or worry about it. I want them to feel comfortable that I'm not going to beat them over the head. So, nope, you won't ever see my sermons on SirWillow, Confessions of a Theme Park Worker. There is links. If you go to my homepage, there is pages that I like. I do have a link there to the Burning Bush. And if you go to the community tab, there is a link to the church Facebook page. And again, if you do a search for SirWillow, you'll turn up my name, and it's not too hard to find out. About Busch Gardens map. What about the Busch Gardens map? I don't see what you want to know there. Let's see. Do I have a collection of my hotel key cards? If it is not a Disney hotel or something like that, no. I don't keep the key cards for the vast majority of my hotels because it's just a hotel. If I have anything special, like the Disney hotels, those you keep your key cards because they print your name on them. So those are actually in my Disney files. So yes, I do have those, but that's pretty much all I've got there. Do I have any fun maps? Where do you want a fun map from? Ask me and I will let you know. There is probably 1,000 maps in here. Okay, that might be a little high, but there's hundreds. I know that there is hundreds from different places. So where do you want to know if I've got a map from? And I'll pull out what I've got. Have I seen Tweetsy's Train Robbery on YouTube? Yes, I have. It's been a while. I probably need to watch it again. Let's see. Do I have any fun Disney maps? Again, from where? I guess you, Pikachu Master, you might have missed my Disney. Okay. This whole drawer to there is all Disney. So there are brochures and maps and flyers and cards and tickets and all sorts of stuff. To give you an idea, just Magic Kingdom, only Magic Kingdom, is this. That's a lot of stuff. And these are all brochures. Yes, there are maps in there as well. So, fun maps that are not normal special editions. I have some that people have sent me. Most parks don't do special edition maps. Here, okay. Try to get this set. I'm trying to do this where I can actually talk to you at the same time. I do have. Let me see if I can pull a couple things out here. If I can find them quickly. Come here. Because I do have them, there we go, for certain special events. So, for example, I have a Not So Scary map from 2018. So I do have those. So you'll see some things like that. I have a Mickey's Christmas Party map in there as well. Let's see. Okay. There's an old brochure. There's actually one of the 2007 Merry Christmas or Not So Scary Halloween Party map. So that's an older one. But again, they're going to still look pretty much the same. Most parks don't do really weird, unusual things. I've got that totally crooked on you there. So, how are my kids doing today? I don't know. They're at home. I'm not at home. I got stuff on the floor I've dropped. Well, let's see. Orange Cat Pickles thinks he's Fred Weasley climbing. Okay. But a lot of it, like I said, I do have the Six Flags wall maps. I do actually have something a little different. Let's see. See if I can pull it out here. I do have this one, which this would be a little difficult to carry around in a park. So here we go. So you can see that one's pretty big, and I do have these for a few of the Six Flags parks as well. So there's a nice special map for you. But yeah, I've got a number of things. I'm trying to think, top of my head, what else might be fun and unusual, and I'm going blank at the moment. So, last time I went to Disney, my favorite ride was closed. That happens. Rides close because sometimes they do stuff. So yeah, big map. There you go. So Cole reviews. What's your favorite ride? What time of the year did you go? Because if you go January through March, a lot of the rides will be closed for their annual maintenance. It's when they do a lot of it, depending upon the ride as well. Ooh, and I'm realizing I'm not going to be able to file some of this stuff like I want to while I'm talking. I can't do two things at once. Anybody like Stormtroopers? Have I tried strange foods from before, like from Israel or from my travels? Actually, some of the strangest food I had was when I was in high school in China. My dad won a trip, and I went to, we spent almost a week in Hong Kong, and we spent a week in Bangkok, Thailand. At some point, I will actually do a video on that. It is on my list. No theme parks at all during that time. But we actually went into Red China at a time when Red China was not really open. They were just starting to open up a little bit. And had a meal there, and they told us afterwards that some of the things that we ate, because I didn't ask what it was until after we ate it. We had duck, we had Peking duck, we had squirrel, and I think they said we had monkey. So, but I don't remember that one for sure. But here's how different it was. We actually bought a handful of fireworks in China because they were selling them on the street, things that you couldn't get here in the States. And when I say handful, I mean a package about this size. We bought them in China, packed them in our luggage, and flew from China to Thailand, then from Thailand to Tokyo to Seattle, went through customs with fireworks, and then flew down to Sacramento. Imagine what would happen if you flew with fireworks today. um, not Times have changed a lot. A lot. Not something you could do anymore. So, let's see. Splash Mountain. Oh, yes. If you were there, Splash Mountain typically closes for about a month, usually around February. So January to March is somewhere in there. You can almost guarantee Splash Mountain's going to have a closure during that time. Let's see. 2x1 Hollywood themed, one which is controversial. Sorcerer Mickey isn't controversial. Sorcerer Mickey is from Fantasia. Hollywood Studios, when they had animation studio, Sorcerer Mickey was there all the time. Sorcerer Mickey is who I was shooting when I collapsed with my cancer thing that I didn't know I had at the time. It was Sorcerer Mickey that was helping to pick me up off the floor because he felt really bad for me. So, nope, Sorcerer Mickey's not controversial. Let's see. Drive from Santa Barbara to Pasadena in 45. Really? Okay, first off, how fast are you driving? Santa Barbara to Oxnard, which is where we lived for several years, was a 30 to 40 minute drive just normally. And then Oxnard down to Pasadena, if you had no traffic, was an hour. How are you doing an hour and 40-minute drive in 30 minutes? You ain't doing no 80 miles an hour. It's more like 110. Or more than that. You might want to check your clock. Just check your mileage. It's more miles than that. That or you're lucky you didn't get pulled over and hauled off to jail for that kind of speed. So I have done those drives when there's nobody there. The fastest I ever did, Oxnard to Santa Barbara, was probably about 25 minutes. Maybe. And Oxnard to Pasadena, if you've got no traffic, is an hour. So, yeah. Have I ever spent the night on a plane before? Let's see. Tokyo to Seattle, when I flew that one, was 15 hours? Something like that. It was 12, 15. When we flew to France, again, it was 12. And then from New Jersey to, no, sorry, it was 14. And from New Jersey to Israel was 15. So yes, I have had some long flights in coach class. The one nice thing is way back in 87 when I did the one from Tokyo, Japan to Seattle, we were on 747 that was less than half full. And at the time, they allowed us to stretch out. We actually were taking rows with 3 and 4 seats, flipping the arms up and laying down on them. Again, stuff they don't let you do today. So, but yes, so I have done that. Google says it's 98.1 miles to the 101. Currently take an hour and 51 minutes. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. 98 miles, I'm going 45. I didn't think so. So let's see, 60 plus my 25. That puts you about 85. Yeah, I was pretty close on those guesstimates, and I haven't done it in 15 years. Yeah, did those drives quite a bunch. My wife's grandparents actually lived in Pasadena, Temple City to be exact, for years. So let's see. Yeah, Joseph Kane going. Oh. So the fat controller scolded him for taking a world tour without his permission. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that is. But whew, okay. So I got a stack of stuff I realize I can't quite file away the way I want to unless I make a big mess, and that's going to be very hard to do while I'm on camera. So I'll have to do that another time. Recalculating. But Saturday I will be doing a viewing party. I'm planning on being 2 to 3 hours with that. And what I'll be actually doing is live streaming from home. I will be streaming a number of my old videos, ones I haven't looked back at in a couple years. So we'll look at my original 3 videos I posted, the very first ones I ever did. The first one I did in the office in the backdrop and stuff like that. And you'll get to see my reactions as I watch them again, as well as we'll talk about some of the stories behind them and why and where it came from and more details and be able to question. So we'll have a lot of fun with that. So the tentative plan right now is to start somewhere around 1 or 2. I think I've got scheduled for 2:30, but there's a chance I may start earlier. We'll see how it goes and how bored I am that day. So look for that coming up. It's going to be just a lot of fun, and that's what we'll be doing. Looking for that 2 to 3 hours. So all the hours on planes. Have you had any funny moments? I actually, if you go back 2 years, and I'm on my phone, so I can't give you a link, but I actually did a whole video about some of the crazy passengers that were on that trip to Israel because we had some weird ones. So look for airline passengers on my channel, and you can see that. But that will be coming up on Saturday, the live stream. I have Google Hangouts for my patrons coming up in 2 weeks, where basically it ends up, it's like 3 or 4 of us, sometimes 5, and we just get to chat about whatever. That will be coming up for my patrons in 2 weeks, and I got a couple of those scheduled, so excited about that. And various other things. I'm going to try to get some other videos up that are going to be just plain fun, because I know a lot of you are stuck at home. So I'm trying to give you some more stuff to be able to watch and entertain you while you're kind of stuck not doing anything. Jurassic Matthew, I'm attacking my maps because I have a whole bunch of other new ones and stuff to put away. And that right there is my file cabinets with all of them in it. So it's attacking trying to get them filed and put away. So that's why. Let's see. Yes, the Muppet Collection is great on Disney Plus. If I had to play either a train robber or conductor at Silver Dollar City and you couldn't play the other, I'd be a robber. Loved being a robber. We had to rotate over to the conductor because everybody would have chosen to be a robber. So, let's see. Magnets. So yeah, you can see all my magnets. So yeah, well, not all of them because there's there, and then there's some over here, and then there's actually some in there, and I've got some on the other side. Yeah, I've got lots of magnets now. Since I've gotten here and people start sending them, the number of magnets has gone way up. So, but yeah, we'll look forward to Saturday and the live stream there. And if you've got other stuff you want to see, I hope you guys enjoyed the quiz that we did. And I want to do that again. I know the sound wasn't quite great. We'll work on that. But the Disney trivia quiz was a ton of fun. If you did not watch my Disney trivia quiz yesterday, you need to go watch it. It's hilarious at times, and I'd like to do some of that. I'd like to do it live and interact. And if there's other things you would like to see, just throw off fun, goofy things for the next couple of weeks. Let's do it, because hey, a lot of us are sitting around for the next 2 to 3 weeks doing nothing. So let's have some fun with it. Hope you all are doing well. Stay safe. Keep your safe distance. Keep healthy. Don't pass it along. Don't put yourself in a position to pass it along or get it. Those of us who are susceptible would really appreciate that. So have a good time. Video coming up tomorrow with Confessions of a Theme Park Worker, and then the live stream on Saturday. We'll catch you all then. Hope you all have a great day.